Today, April 8th, 2024, the US, Mexico, and Canada will witness a celestial phenomenon. Today is the day many people have been talking about for weeks, the April 8th total solar eclipse. There have been many theories floating around about what's going to take place today, with some people gearing up for the eclipse getting their eclipse glasses ready, while others are searching through their Bibles to see if this eclipse means something greater. Whatever side you're on, today, the world is ready for whatever this total solar eclipse brings. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos every other day exposing the truth. In today's episode, I'm joined by Dee.
Hi everybody, I hope you guys are having a great day.
We will be talking about today's total solar eclipse. Let's get right into it. I want to start this video with a disclaimer. I do not at all think the world is going to end today. I saw plenty of people misunderstood what I said in my previous videos about the eclipse. I want to make it 100% clear. I do not think the world is ending today. So you may be asking yourself, so what's going to happen then? Well, for the most part, I don't think anything people will see or immediately notice will happen today. So then why is everyone hyping up this total solar eclipse? It's all for a specific reason that I already explained in my previous videos. They have made this day an important one, but the thing is, only some people will understand why. If you're an everyday American who is distracted and consumed by the distractions that are in place, you won't notice a thing about this solar eclipse. To you, it's just another day and another pointless reason for people to meet up. While most of America will not be doing much out of the ordinary today, this day holds importance for a specific group of people who have been waiting for this day to come for 120 years. I have been looking deeper into this eclipse ever since I discovered it just so happens to fall on the same day that Crowley created his occult religion called the Lima. According to Crowley and his followers, Crowley became possessed by Awis, the messenger of Horus, on April 8, 1904. The spirit called Awis took control of him and guided him to write the Book of the Law in 3 days. The Book of the Law is the Bible for his religion called the Lima. The entire purpose of Crowley's religion was to carry out the mission given onto him by Awis to bring in the Age of Horus, a new world order where sin has become good and people live for their own will, not the will of God. Today, April 8th, is the 120th birthday of the Lima. It is also 12 years after the start of the Age of Horus, which was conceived back in 2012. Some people might not understand what I'm talking about here, as it's heavily rooted in occult theology. Essentially, occultists like Aleister Crowley have broken down the world into 4 spiritual eras or aeons. Each era has its own spiritual purpose and importance. The era before the one we're in now, Crowley claimed was called the Age of Osiris, and it was ruled over by Abrahamic religions like Christianity and Judaism. Crowley claimed that he was chosen as the prophet who was given the mission by Awis and Horus to bring an end to the old Age of Osiris and to bring in the Age of Horus. The old aeon ended in 2012 when all of Hollywood was claiming 2012 is the end of the world. What all of this was referring to was the end of the old age and the beginning of the new age, the Age of Horus. Those who follow Crowley's Lima or OTO see today as a very sacred day. They are using this day to symbolize the world being reborn, indicating that we are in the Age of Horus. Today, while everyone is outside staring at the sun, occultists who are Thelemites will be honoring the birthday of Thelema and will be celebrating the completion of the Age of Horus. They will be outside performing sacrifice rituals and other occult rituals. One ritual they will be doing is the Gnostic Mass under the light of the solar eclipse. They are using this solar eclipse on the birth of Thelema to indicate they have fulfilled Crowley's prophecies 120 years later. Like I explained many times before, many of the elite who run our world are either a part of Thelema or the OTO, both cult groups who today will be honoring Crowley. This is the reason they're hyping up this eclipse the way they are. To them, it's a very important day. Now, if we're in the Age of Horus, what's going to change? Well, absolutely nothing. As the process, the transition from the Age of Osiris to the Age of Horus happened over the last 12 years. Everything Crowley was instructed to establish for the Age of Horus has been established already. The world is now their own God, just like Crowley said. Most people worship themselves, and they have forgotten God and have started embracing degeneracy. This is what Crowley was instructed to do, and he achieved it. Nothing is going to change, but only get worse. The world will soon start getting completely consumed by these sinful ways, and it would lead to the end, no doubt. Now, the reason they're using the eclipse as a symbol to indicate the Age of Horus is because occultists have always believed the eclipse was a symbol of the gods, indicating the world going through a rebirth. So essentially, the world is going through a rebirth the same day Thelema was created. That's why they waited for this day, and they knew it would happen today many years ago. This is what all the hype is about. I will recommend those who pray to pray as much as you can today, as those who work in darkness are working hard today performing all types of wickedness. We must all pray together to counter their efforts. D, when you saw all of this eclipse stuff, what did you think about it?
To me, this entire situation is pretty mind-blowing to say the least. I know solar eclipses aren't really special as they happen often. Never do they happen like they're happening now though. Not only does the eclipse fall on the birthday of Thelema like you said, but it's also going to happen after all the strange phenomena that have been happening. I know you guys saw the earthquakes that have been happening, especially the one in the tri-state area. I have never heard about the tri-state area ever having an earthquake, and I lived in New York City for 10 years. On top of this, I saw an article that claimed our moon was rusting and turning red. If you read your Bibles, you know that's a warning from God. Scientists are trying to claim that it's rust, but they also don't know how the rust got up there. Seriously, people need to wake up already. The other day, lightning even hit the Statue of Liberty, and it was captured on camera. To me, all of this happening around the solar eclipse just makes it feel eerie.
I'm not gonna lie, I have the same feelings, and all of these strange phenomenons on top of all these biblical prophecies like the eclipse passing over the cities of Nineveh or the red heifer sacrifices, it makes this entire situation do feel a little over the top. It makes it feel overwhelming. And like I said 100 times, I do not think today is going to be the end of the world. I don't think anything like that. But I do feel that there's something spiritual taking place 1000%. And I want people to understand there's two sides of the world. And I try to help people understand both sides of the world. There's a side of those that are manipulating the world and the side of those that are being manipulated. You know, most people are being manipulated. 99% of the world is being manipulated by that 1%. And I'm trying my best to help those who don't understand how the world truly works see it for themselves. Everything that has been happening, everything that you've been seeing, everything that they have put in our face is all about this very moment right here. Is all about the start of the age of Horus, what they have been trying to indoctrinate us into accepting, what they have been manipulating us and programming us to accepting. This is what they want us to be okay with. And sadly, 99% of the world is. They're okay with living in sin. They're okay with living in destruction. They're okay with embracing the end times because in their minds, they are their own God now. Crowley got it right. Crowley did exactly what I was told him. And his mission, he achieved it. A very bad mission, a terrible mission that's going to have terrible consequences for the rest of the world. But he managed to achieve it because he was able to manipulate the world. Him and every other person that fell underneath him and continue to push his religion. This is what's going on. This is what today is about. This is why all of this has been hyped up. This is why all these crazy situations are happening around the world. I believe something spiritual is definitely taking place right now as I speak. Right now, as I'm making this video, I believe that something spiritual is in the works. And some people will notice. Those who pay attention, those who have their eyes wide open and understand how our world truly works, will witness it today and will understand that we are in the days that they waited for 120 years.
Yeah, I believe we're definitely in the age of Horus, and if you just listen to the music and watch their performances, it's pretty clear as day. The Weeknd has been hinting at this with his last tour. He literally had a whole blood moon on his set while he was performing. The blood moon only takes place during a solar eclipse. He was obviously referring to this April 8th solar eclipse. And you know what's crazy? Recently I read an article where some people are developing this rare disorder that causes them to see people's faces as demonic. To me, all of this is crazy. All of the stuff we've already seen lead up to this, and now, 2024, we have this rare disorder where people are claiming to see demons. It's just too much happening at once, and for so many things like that to be going on right now, I don't feel like it's a coincidence.
You know, I don't believe in coincidences at this point. I honestly believe everything happens for a reason. And yeah, I saw that as well. And I forgot to mention that before. But that is definitely interesting. I don't think that all of this happening, all of these so-called biblical prophecies, and then people are also developing this condition that are making them see demons now. All of this to me does seem overwhelming, like I explained before. It does seem rather concerning. And even what you said about the Weeknd and the blood moon, it's the same thing we just saw with Usher at the Super Bowl performance. Usher had a giant solar eclipse during the middle of his set. They have been announcing this coming for a while. They have been preparing us for this. This was the reason for them taking over Hollywood, for them taking over the government, for them taking over all aspects of life. It was to establish this age of Horus. And unfortunately, they achieved it because we let it happen. We allowed it to happen. Many of us gave up their faith in God and replaced it for entertainment, for worship of Hollywood stars, for money, for materialism, things that do not fill the soul. Things that only make you happy momentarily, but do not fill your soul, do not complete you. Only God can complete you. And they have separated you from God. They have separated most of the world from God. And we allowed this world to become a world of sin. We have allowed the end to come. We have. They have been working behind the scenes, but we allowed it because it was more comfortable, because it was easier, because it was fun. Things that we should have been paying attention to during the spiritual battle, things that we should have been prepared to fight against, but we didn't. We allowed it to happen. And now we're witnessing them celebrate the start of the age of Horus. We are witnessing them tell the world how important this day is and how everyone's going to be looking up at the sun. This is what they want. This is what they've been preparing us for. Now, this is why I recommend that all of us today, if you're listening to this video, you take some time out of your day to pray against any of the wickedness these occultists have planned today. Pray for any of the spiritual energy they're using this eclipse to push out today. We have to show them that we are aware of what's going on and we're no longer going to be manipulated. Well, I'm going to end this one here. But before you guys go, I just wanted to ask you guys to please like, comment, and share this video so that it'll be recommended to others. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Goodbye, everybody. I hope you guys have a great day.